Hello, Miss Efimova. I'm here to see you two. Kate Walker, it really is you! What a coincidence. I've been looking for you for weeks.
Mr. Canton, I presume?
Ah, I see that my reputation precedes me. Miss Efimova must have told you I was coming.
No, I just now learned of your existence, Mr. Canton. A while ago, my employer in New York informed me that he was going to stick a detective on my back.
I don't like to boast, but I'm the best detective on the East Coast. Never a problem with me. I've been asked to bring you back home safe and sound, Miss Walker. I should be in Balsamore in a few hours.
I have no need of a knight in shining armor holding my hand, Mr. Canton.
Look, Miss Walker, I'm just doing my job.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid you've made the trip for nothing.
Yes. I mean, I'm not so sure. The Justice Department is looking for you, you know.
The feds are looking for me? But what's the charge? I've done nothing wrong.
Embezzlement! Apparently you took off with a contract for the sale of the Clockwork toy factory in Vorarlberg. And you took advantage of the seller's senility. You're even suspected of being responsible for the death of one of them, a Mr. Hans Vorarlberg, the last heir authorized to sign contracts with the company you represented. That's not negligible. You know, Miss Walker.
This is completely ridiculous. And as far as I know, you aren't authorized to represent the Justice Department in this country. You're just a detective. So you'll have to put up with it, Mr. Canton. I'm not going back to New York with you. So leave me alone!
Wait, Miss Walker. Please be reasonable.
Goodbye, Mr. Canton. All sorts of sedatives and tranquilizers. Charming.
Hurry up.
Yes, Dr. Elfimova. I'm doing whatever I can. Get this damn tap open in the end, you'll see. That's it.
Well, that should convince the Yukon scum to strike camp and go back where she came from. Come on, Helmut. Let's not hang about here.
Yes, of course, Dr. Efimova.
An old gas can, empty. What a catastrophe! Hydrochloric acid. Too dangerous without some kind of receptacle underneath. This thing is stuck.
Miss Catwalk, help please! What Yukels do to great spirits to deserve punishment?
Enganimuk. Tuk tuk. Bikolet. Miss Catwalk? Senbenu tuk 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 tuk. Meneer Buruth.
My God, what happened to that poor ostrich?
Ostriches want drink very bad water, tuk. When ostrich is thirsty, and ostrich is not smart, Miss Catwalk. She lako tuk. Head hard like hard rock.
Try to hold them back as long as possible. There must be a way to filter the river water.
Unganemuk. But Miss Ketwalk, go quickly.
Miss Kate Walker.
Hello, ma'am.
Ah. You remember me, Miss Kate Walker? Me, ayahuasca. Great Yukul shaman. Me go there and find you somewhere there in the world of the spirits.
So you're the one I owe my life to, Madame Ayahuasca. It's you who cared for me before taking me to the doctors in the Valsambor clinic. I don't know how I can ever thank you.
Tuk tuger. Miss Kate Walker go clean river water right up there. Since she traveled long time in magic world, spirits now her friends. They will show her the right path.
Very well. If you say that the spirits are going to give me a hand, I'll try to do that.
Ostriches soon not controllable. Miss Ketwalk must quickly clean river.
Ladies and gentlemen of the spirit world, if you want to show me the way, now's the time. Just had to ask, I guess. This gauge is obviously for measuring the water flow from the dam.
Who would do that to the Yukos?
First guide not come back here. Now all water poisoned. Not good signs.
Bairtla, Miss Ketwalk. Thanks you and spirits. Ostriches saved.
Be careful all the same, Mr. Barut. The dam filtering the water may not hold very long.
Sa! Yukos leave here fast to make sure Ostrich is safe. But not possible without Kirk. Him our guide.
I just came from the clinic. Kirk and I shared a room.
Sa! How going, Kirk?
He's not doing too well, I'm afraid. Dr. Efimova, who's looking after him, is a lacko, as you say. A real nutcase who hates your people. For some reason, she's doing everything she can to keep Kirk in that damn clinic.
What? Dr. Zamiatin, friend of the Yukos?
Dr. Zamiatin is old and seems weak. And Dr. Efimova has the poor man wrapped around her finger.
No, Kirk. Yukos cannot leave here. So ostriches want continued journey without Yukos. Can't keep ostriches here very long. Ostriches cross Lake Valsambor alone. and then eaten by lake spirits. Tuk,
The ostriches crossing the lake, so that has to be a part of the migration?
tuk tuk. Baranur, on other side of lake, is path of sacred plains. Ostriches lay eggs in hot sand on sacred plains. But lake, not any more frozen, so not be able cross.
Listen, Mr. Barut, do your best to calm your ostriches while I go to Valsumbor. I promised Kirk to go get his prosthesis and bring it back to him.
Bartla tuk. Miss Ketwalk, you friend of Yukel's.
I'm going to speak with the shaman now.
Ayahuasca will be very happy. See Miss Ketwalk. She go with you and around you a lot in world of spirits, so they free you. You not die because of her.
What a strange sculpture. Looks like a kind of octopus or squid. Superstitions seem pretty firmly in place here. Sinister.
Ha, Miss Kate Walker. You have good news?
To be honest, nothing great. Kirk, your young guide, is in the hands of Olga Efimova. That woman has the director of the clinic, Dr. Zamiatine, under her thumb. She also seems to be in tight with a shady soldier. These people hate you, Ayahuasca. They can't stand your way of life. They're the ones who poisoned your ostrich's water. I think they're also holding up Kirk's prosthesis to keep him in the clinic and stop you from continuing your migration.
People not like Yukel's now. Yukel's out of date. Tuk-tuks. If Yukel's without guide, not able continue great voyage. Return to north and never leave again. And then ostriches die.
Well, hold on. We're not at that stage yet. I promised Kirk I'd go to Valsumbor to bring back his mechanical leg.
Tuk. Magic leg not only problem for Yukel's.
What's the other problem?
Ayahuasca sees bad spirits everywhere on long road for Yukel's. Now many very, very bad spirits on lake and also after. Baranor very dangerous. Bad luck everywhere. Ayahuasca very, very scared.
There may be another way to cross the lake instead of waiting for it to freeze. I'll find out when I visit Valsumbor.
Why Miss Kate Walker decide to do all this for us?
We have the same enemies, I think. Our fates are connected.
So Miss Kate Walker decide accompany Yukel's on great journey?
We'll see. First, I have to go to Valsumbor. But like you, I seem to be a prisoner in this camp.
Yukel's not have right to go to Valsumbor now. Miss Kate Walker like them. Now she must find pass so that she able to leave here.
Strange the lake taking so long to freeze. This must be a consequence of global warming.
Bad spirits at bottom of lake make water very hot. Really nasty bad spirits everywhere now.
Where can I find a pass so I can leave the camp?
Before, Yukels could make use of pass machine in cabin at camp exit. But authorities decide break it in small pieces, so now we cannot use. Miss Kate Walker should ask client tourists in Valsambor.
I was told about everything your tribe did for me when you found me. Thank you so much.
Miss Kate Walker cured. That's what counts. Job of ayahuasca.
I'm going to try to find the pass that you told me about.
Miss Kate Walker, go quickly.
A hide. Must be for making clothing.
A town pass? You need to go to the town hall.
You buy kilo artichoke. So give me 50 grams walnuts. Cheap, cheap, cheap. A good deal, not cheap.
You nomads. You really do have a good nose for business. All right, then. Please give 2 kilos, young man. But, oh, gracious me! My wallet! Someone has stolen my wallet! Hey, you! Give it back this instant! The townspeople are right. You Yukels, ever since you got stuck here, you've been showing what you're really like. A bunch of chicken thieves, that's all you are.
Dimitri, what's going on?
What's going on is that people are right to think what they think when they see this. Those damn Yukels have it in their blood. This little pipsqueak here stole my wallet.
Sir,
Don't be
excuse
upset,
me.
honey. I have your wallet. I'm your wife, remember? You gave it to me.
Hello, miss. You're not actually from here. I can hear it. What on earth is a young American doing in our beautiful land? Business? Or perhaps tourism?
Oh, it's a long story, believe me.
I see. In any event, you must try and visit our town. You know, Valsambor is very charming this season. And may I suggest you drop by my tavern? It's the best restaurant in town.
Well, I'd love to, but unfortunately I learned that now I need a pass to get into Valsambor. I'm looking for someone who can help me get one.
Ah, yes, that's true. That's a pain it is. But you're actually in luck. I may be able to do something for you. This is my wife's pass. She's not well, so she couldn't come with me. The document is perfectly valid, except she forgot to get it stamped at the town hall.
And that's a problem?
I'm afraid so. Without the stamp, the document is worthless. Not that long ago, you just needed to get it officially stamped at the police checkpoint, over there at the camp gate. But there hasn't been anybody there since the town decided to come down hard on the U-calls.
So this pass is useless?
Not necessarily. You need to add a stamp that looks like the official Valsambor seal. The police aren't that sharp-sighted around here, I have to admit. Anyway, I didn't say a word. Good luck, miss. And don't forget to drop by my tavern when you're in Valsambor.
What an amazing jumble. Not at all like New York markets. I can go inside this yurt. What a pretty pattern. If only I had the time to take a little nap.
Business not so good. Authorities become hostile.
clinic. I hope Kirk is okay up there.
Stop! You may not pass.
May I ask why not?
Miss, as the inopportune loitering of the Yukon nomads in town was proving to be disturbing the tranquility of the inhabitants, Mayor Bulakin has ordered access to Valsambor to henceforth be restricted to those presenting a duly stamped pass, which confers the authorization to access said town.
Look at me. Do I really look like a Yukon to you?
My dear young lady, your physiognomy is not sufficient. Only presentation of said municipal pass shall be acceptable.
But...
Without a pass, you shall not pass.
do I really need a pass?
Indispensable. So cease arguing and keep moving.
A checkpoint for the municipal employees. Stamps. But not one is the right shape, of course. A stamp? Looks like something's missing, though. There's a shape ingrained in the leather. So that's the famous lake that won't freeze anymore.
I'm sure that midget is up to something.
Guide Kirk gone much too long time.
Those ostriches are absolutely adorable. I wonder if I can... Hello.
Unukmak, Miss Catwalk. Need something from Forge?
Well, yes, I do. I need a stamp that has the same shape as the Valsambor seal and that I can use with the press at the camp gate.
Complicated. Need model. Tuk tuk. You have that, Miss Catwalk? Miss Catwalk, bring much junk for Smith. Complicated. Smith also need wax for mold. Good junk. Stamp ready in not long time.
This forge is magnificent. The Ucal craftsmen must make these statuettes by the dozen. Nothing useful here.
Hello, Miss Walker. Very happy to finally catch up with you.
Mr. Canton, what on earth do you want?
To take you back home, whether you like it or not. Come on, give me your hands, please.
Mr. Canton, I don't know how much the people who hired you promised for delivering me to them. But if it's only a question of money, maybe...
Stop right there, Miss Walker. You're being a tad insulting. Listen, my professional integrity has never been in doubt in over 20 years of work. Come on, wrists out. Mr. Marson? Finally, I have her. Yes, she is safe and sound. I have Miss Walker under control. I'll keep you informed of our progress. It'll take a day or two at most. I suppose there are a few procedural obstacles to overcome before we can leave the country.
Listen, all these things I'm accused of are completely untrue. Hans's murder, embezzlement, it's nonsense. And while we're wasting time here, I can't help the Ucals. And believe me, they really need it.
I am not your enemy, Miss Walker. If you haven't done anything like you say, it's in your interest to go back and defend yourself in court. There's nothing left for you to do here anyway. Not everyone here is your friend in these parts, I'm afraid.
If I scream loud enough, maybe the Yukels will hear me and come and help. It's sure worth a try.
Well, Miss Walker?
This Canton isn't the brightest bulb. If I can get him to believe I'm cooperating, I'll be able to sidetrack him and escape.
Come on, do like I...
Well, all right, Mr. Canton. You win.
I'm glad you're finally being reasonable, Miss Walker. Now we just need to wait for the representative of the regional military authorities for the administrative procedures. I don't think it'll take long to get our papers, so we can leave this place then.
How long do we have to wait? I've been through a lot over the last few months, you know. I'm recuperating. I'm still a bit weak.
Well, it could take a few hours at the outside.
Would you mind bringing me a glass of water? I don't feel too well. I feel a bit dizzy.
I'd have to leave you here in the meantime. I'm not sure that...
Please, Mr. Canton. I really think I'm going to faint.
Don't worry, Miss Walker. I'll see what I can do. But don't move.
Quick! I have to get free and get out of here while Canton is busy. A glass bottle. Maybe if I knock it over. It didn't break. God, I need to find something else. I should be able to use it. Free at last! All right, let's get out of here before Canton comes back.
I'm looking for a cold drink. Do you have one? Miss Walker! No, wait! I have an arrest warrant for this woman. Arrest her! Oh! My pass! Give it back to me! Immediately, you hear?
you okay, sir? One more step and you were in the drink.
Ian. Oh.
Pardon?
It's me, Captain Obo. Obo! Proud commander of the just as proud Crystal. So don't you, sir, me.
Well, delighted. Captain, I'm Kate Walker. I'm looking for Steiner's, the clockmaker.
If I fall in the water, Taylor, it'll be to go straight to hell. So don't fall in the water, sailor. You understand? Bastard's waiting for me.
Who are you talking about?
The monster of the lake is waiting for us all, miss. Everyone's time comes eventually. To finish the work. Come on, back in the fight. Because you can never lower your guard. Never.
I'd rather be left here on my own if you don't mind, miss. I'm sorry, but I'm really not in the mood.
I hope you find the tavern agreeable, miss. Vlad the boss does whatever it takes to keep the place cozy. With everything going on, that's not bad.
That's the nice man who helped me leave the Yukon camp. I should go thank him.
Ah, miss, delighted to see that you finally managed to leave the Yukon camp.
Yes, thank you very much for the pass.
Well, now that you're at last here, you'll be able to taste my famous borscht.
It would be my pleasure, but I do have to find Steiner the clockmaker right away.
Simon Steiner? Ah, in that case, you should speak with Sarah, our young waitress. She's his granddaughter.
Is Simon Steiner well known here in Valsambor?
For a long time, he was rather popular. You know, he isn't just a clockmaker. He knows everything about mechanical objects. He repaired everything for everybody here in Valsambor. He also designed the amusement park on the other side of the lake with a colleague of his. A French automaton creator, if I remember right. You could say, Valsambor owes a lot to Simon Steiner, miss. So when he got sick, I offered to hire Sarah to help a little. You understand?
I met that man recently. A certain Captain Obo. He doesn't seem very with it.
And he's been that way for 20 years, miss. 20 years. Can you imagine? He used to command the Crystal, the boat that made the crossing between here and the amusement park, on the other side of the lake. And he wasn't the same man then.
How are things in town? They don't seem to be going that well.
If you ask me, the atmosphere is horrible. At least half the people don't want the U-Calls right at our door. Most of the shopkeepers even made the decision to go on strike over what they saw as unfair competition. Also, Valsambor hasn't been the same in the last 20 years. There it is.
I'm off. Thank you again for your help.
See you soon, miss. Captain Obo's got it real bad today. Poor old bastard.
All those youngsters trying to act smart to impress the Steiner girl. It really gets to me.
I'd really suggest you steer well clear of Captain Obo, miss. He's always basically drunk as a skunk.
The Crystal took across more travelers ever than any other ferry from Valsambor.
That shape there in the water. What is it?
It's been hard to sell our produce since the port closed. And now those nomads show up and undercut us. The Yukels have been cutting their prices. If it continues, we'll have to sell at a loss.
There's something about those nomads at our doors they're not telling us. They can deny everything they want, but regardless, the truth is out there. You mark my words.
Lost your way, pretty girl? If you need someone to follow you around town, just ask. Lost your way, pretty girl?
Steiner! Hello. Are you Mr. Steiner? I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Steiner. My name is Kate Walker, and I've come to pick up the prosthesis for Kirk, the Yukel spiritual guide.
And well, dear Miss Walker, Dr. Efimova has informed me that the young man was not yet in any sort of condition to withstand the operation, and that...
Mr. Steiner, are you all right?
It is impossible. That pendant you have around your neck. I would be very obliged if you would entrust me with it for a moment. Please, Miss Walker. Mein Gott! An XZ-2000 automaton heart in perfect working condition. A compensating spring memory. Pendulum ventricles and small mechanical pumps. Everything seems in excellent condition. Donnerwetter! Where on earth did you steal this, Miss Walker?
What? Are you calling me a thief, Mr. Steiner? I haven't stolen anything from anyone. This is all I have left of my friend Oscar. Give it back to me right now.
Ah, so. And yet I am actually very familiar with this type of precision mechanism. An infernal precision. Incredible, unique expertise. For this was a Vorarlberg automaton, Miss Walker.
Yes. It was Hans Vorarlberg who designed this object. Tell me, did you know him?
Oh, yeah. He even lived here a few years. We did a lot of work together. He taught me so many different things, you know. So it is useless to try and make up silly stories, Miss Walker. And I am afraid that I am not about to allow you to leave here as long as you have not told me the truth about where this object comes from.
Mr. Steiner, Oscar was a very special automaton. He inspired almost human emotions. But today he doesn't exist. He isn't dead, of course. Because what has never lived cannot die. Oscar was just dismantled. It had to be like that. All that I have left of him is that heart. A heart made of metal.
It's far more than just a heart, miss. It's far more like a kind of mechanical hard drive. A computer that is full of cogs, gears, and springs, but...
Mr. Steiner, are you all right?
My heart... need... my medication! Quickly!
Just don't move. I'll go and get your medication right away. No medication in sight. A prescription. Who would store medication in this mess? Still nothing. Who would store medication in this mess? An old press clipping. A woman's writing saying, "Grandfather, don't forget to take your medication 3 hours before dinner." Kirk's prosthesis, but it looks like it isn't finished. All that clattering must get really tiring after a while.
My heart. I need my medication. Quickly. Thank you for your precious help, my dearest Miss Walker. I'm afraid I may have judged you somewhat hastily.
Don't mention it, Mr. Steiner. Tell me about the prosthesis. I need to take it back to Kirk very quickly. If, of course, you agree to let me have it.
Yeah. I just have a few small adjustments to make. It involves very precise and meticulous mechanics, understand?
Will it take long? I'm sorry to insist, but I also have to give a hand to those unfortunate Yukels. I need to help them get across the lake with their herd of ostriches. I'm so worried about them.
Once the mechanical leg is at last ready, I can go to the clinic and bring back young Kirk to you. That way you only have to worry about what happens to the other Yukels.
That's so nice of you, Mr. Steiner. But why are you doing this?
I wasn't extremely nice to you earlier. And also the way the Yukals are treated by the other townsfolk here, in my own town, disgusts me. So I want to help those poor devils, even if I am in no way absolutely certain they should be crossing the lake.
What on earth's the matter, Mr. Steiner?
The next stage of your journey is the poor cursed town of Baranor. It has become hell on earth since the time of the last great ostrich migration.
Please join me downstairs for a moment, Miss Walker. I'll show you exactly what I mean.
Fantastic!
Look just next to the films there, Miss Walker. You should find a film on Baranor.
The film's missing. Tools that would have suited Hans.
When you found the old film reel, run it through the spool on the projector. Ah, that must be Sarah. Please come this way, Miss Walker. I'll introduce you. Miss Walker, may I introduce you to Sarah, my granddaughter?
Nice to meet you, Sarah. My name's Kate Walker.
I actually owe Miss Walker a candle. Thanks to her calmness and peace of mind, I'm still here and on my feet. She found my medication and gave it to me before it was too late. Donnerwetter.
You don't mean you had another attack, do you? Ah, you're being so very naughty, Grandfather. You absolutely must let Dr. Zamiatine examine you.
Come on, stay calm, my little child. When I go to the clinic to take the prosthesis to the young Yukol, I'll stop by and see the good doctor. Until then, why don't you make yourself really useful to Miss Walker? She's looking for some way to transport the Yukol caravan to the other side of the lake.
Well, I think I've already found the solution. The boat in the film, the Crystal, it must be the ship that's docked in the port. If it was able to transport the automatons you and Hans built, it could carry the ostriches across the lake.
Ah, that's not a bad idea. But unfortunately, there's a slight problem of size, dear Miss Walker.
What on earth do you mean?
Obo became a poor wreck when he simply abandoned our automatons in Baranor. The coward now drowns his sorrows in vodka. He's convinced that he fled because of the monster in the lake. Heh! Apparently the imbecile saw the monster, Himmelgott. So he went back on his tracks, abandoning all the automatons in Baranor, as well as the people they were there to rescue.
Grandfather, I know you're still really angry with Captain Obo because he abandoned the automatons that you built with your friend Hans in Baranor. He was supposed to wait for them. They were going to take all the survivors they found in the rubble to the boat and then bring everyone here to safety in Valsambor. But in the end, when he got to the beach at Baranor and saw the disaster and all the dead, he became really afraid. The disease, the radiation, he must have had an uncontrollable panic attack, so he immediately turned back, dumped the machines on the Crystal into the lake, and came back empty-handed to Valsambor. And the automatons have been there ever since, in hell. But who knows? Maybe today he'll want to sell. I'm sure Kate will be capable of convincing him to help the Yukols.
All right then. I'll try and convince Captain Obo. Thank you for everything, Mr. Steiner.
I don't know if I really should wish you good luck, dear Miss Walker. Baranur is only an open grave now.
Go speak with young Sarah. She could help you.
The captain is just there, next to the fireplace.
Captain Obo?
What do you want?
May I sit down for a second?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry to impose, but I actually really...
You know, you kind of remind me of someone. The wife of the quartermaster that served on board the Crystal after the war. Do you realize he got married to the first cousin of the wife of a machinist?
Oh, okay. That's all really interesting, but what I wanted to ask...
That's a really great story, really. Because, did you know? So there. So the guy answers, I don't know nothing, Captain. Turns out he was hiding in the broom closet. Hilarious. Irina, the wife of the quartermaster, her name was Irina Malevna. Crazy how much you look like her.
Oh, gee. It's getting late. I have to go. You can finish telling me the story another time, Captain Obo.
The lake is haunted by a demon. It's watching me. Waiting. I can feel it. The crystal took across more travelers ever than any other ferry from Balsamore.
Is everything okay, Kate?
Not really. I'd like to ask Captain Obo if the Yukon caravan can go on board his boat to cross over to Baranor. But I can't get a straight answer. He's completely sloshed.
I'm sorry, miss, but I really think you're wasting your time. He's getting drunk again to forget his crimes, like he always does. To forget he wasn't brave the way a captain should be. Can you believe it? In Baranor, he just picked up and abandoned his passengers. And I know, he'll never want to see that cursed place again.
I'm not sure that's true, lad. Even if he does drink a lot, the captain's a pretty good guy. Say the right thing, and you may be able to convince him.
If I'm ever lucky enough to find him sober, even for a moment, I need that drunkard to listen to me.
Maybe I can help you with that. I'll make him one of my famous small restoratives. After that, he'll want to sleep for 3 days, but at least his mind will be clear.
I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much, both of you.
Don't mention it. The way the Yukols are treated here is an absolute disgrace, so if we can help out...
Has Captain Obo taken the crystal out of port since leaving Baranor?
He's been far too drunk ever since then for that.
And anyway, the port's been closed since the tragedy of Baranor 20 years ago.
Do you think the crystal is still in sailing condition after all this time?
I'm sure there'll be a few repairs to do, but Obo never stopped keeping it in shape, you know. He loves his boat, despite everything.
Do you know why Captain Obo fled Baranor?
He must have been completely traumatized by what he saw there. The catastrophe, the victims, and then the radiation. He unloaded the automatons on the beach, but he didn't expect they'd bring the survivors back right then. He just cracked, completely snapped. Full astern and goodbye all. Can you even imagine?
Afterwards, he came up with that story of a sea monster appearing and attacking his boat.
Yes, the old legend of the monster of the lake. Convenient, isn't it?
Who knows what became of the victims and automatons the captain abandoned?
No, everybody hates the captain for that. But nobody volunteered to take the helm of the crystal in his place to pick up the survivors. If there are any left in Baranor. They're all dead now, that's for sure.
Grandfather says that the automatons would have broken down really quickly with nobody to maintain them.
Go see the captain. Sarah will bring you the restorative when it's ready.
Take this, Captain. This one's on the house.
My God! This piss water unbattens the hatches, swabs the deck, and opens the portholes. Hello, Miss.
My name is Kate Walker, Captain Obo. We met each other earlier.
To what do I owe the honor of your presence at the table of the regrettably famous Captain Obo?
The captain seems rather depressed. It would probably be a good idea to go easy on him.
I'm listening, miss.
I have to stop the captain from rambling on. I'm gonna have to be firm. This is good news, Captain. You're back at the starting block again. You have a new beginning, a new dawn.
Now that's a good show of spirit, Miss Walker. What'll you be having now? It's my round.
The captain knows he's despised in Valsambor. I'll tell him he can change all that.
So what? Nothing more to add, then?
Everybody here hates the captain. I need to try to make him feel better. What I'd like you to do is to help me, Captain. I could even say you're the man of the hour.
What do you mean by that, young lady?
The Yukul caravan has to cross the lake now. It absolutely must continue on its migration, do you understand? So I thought that maybe they could board the crystal. That way you could take everybody there, to the other side, Captain. I know you don't have fond memories of your last crossing, of your departure from Baranor, but...
Why the hell are you bothering me if everybody has already warned you about horrible Captain Obo? The gutless wonder.
I can't let him start feeling sorry for himself. I've got to shake him out of it.
Right. Go on. Ignore Obo, the gutless wonder.
Poor Captain. I think a little sympathy might do him some good.
Why are you still here if you don't want to talk?
It's true, people are quick to judge. But they're not the ones who went to Baranor like you did. They can't teach you anything about being brave.
Maybe. So tell me, where do you actually want to go then, miss?
You won't like this.
Stop going easy on me, would you? Where do you actually want to go, Miss Walker?
We're going to Baranor. That's where the migration is taking the Yukuls.
Are you kidding? Baranor? In 20 years, nobody has landed. Nobody's even set foot there. I saw the hellish red eyes of the monster of the lake. Beast as big and long as my boat. Ask your Yukul friends what they think about it. They call it the Kilak, the evil spirit of the lake. The devil guarding the doorway to hell.
He is really stubborn. I have to try something else. So you're just gonna stay there, are you? Wallowing in despair and alcohol?
Don't you dare judge me! You have no idea what I saw that night.
You're right. But the Yukuls and I don't have a choice. We have to go to Baranor. And so instead of helping us, you're going to let us face the danger alone.
No, believe me, miss. I wouldn't really be doing you any favors by helping you.
Captain, please.
I'm sorry, but it's no.
Listen, Kate. Don't go giving up just yet. I'm pretty sure the captain can still be convinced.
He seemed pretty categorical, I'm afraid.
There must be some way. Go explore his boat. The crystal has always been like a home to him. Who knows? You may find something there that'll make him change his mind.
Why not? I'll give it a try. Thank you, Sarah.
The shopkeepers are on strike for the first time in ages. That's not good business for anyone, if you want my opinion.
Excuse me. What's happening here?
Isn't it obvious? We're demonstrating against having the Yukul nomads parked on our doorsteps.
But what for?
Since they came to Valsambor, there's been no end to the shoplifting and vandalism, and on top of that, their souk is taking our customers. Mayor Bulyakin has to do something, and fast. We're not leaving until he receives our delegation.
But why won't the mayor talk to you?
Because he's a schmuck. He wants the nomads to continue their migration as much as us, but he's too afraid of annoying his higher-ups. And while he's gaining time by playing both sides of the board, we're watching our sales go through the floor.
The authorities are asking the mayor to prevent the migration from continuing? They want the Yukuls to stay blocked in Valsambor?
That's what people are saying, but if you want my opinion, the only thing the mayor is waiting for is someone to get rid of those savages without him having to get his hands dirty. If you wish to make a deductible contribution to the Valsambor Shopkeeper Solidarity Fund, step right up.
you were only here to see this, Oscar. What exactly happened in Marinor?
An accident in reactor number 3. Negligence. Faulty maintenance. What do I know? Anyway, one spark was all it took, and then total chaos. The rare survivors were brought back here to the Valsenborg clinic.
So you and Hans decided to build an army of automatons to help all the people who were left behind still stuck in the rubble in Baranor.
Yeah. Hans thought that helping the town that had opened its arms to his amusement park was a duty. And we would have managed to do it in the end, too. If only that coward Obo hadn't left our automatons to rust because of his so-called lake monster. The evil monster of the lake. Stories to scare small children with, Miss Walker. Not an excuse for cowardice. Mein Gott.
Are you still angry at Captain Obo for abandoning your automatons?
Ah, yeah. Hans and I put an awful lot of energy into making them all, you know. We thought of everything.
How so?
Our automatons were designed to tirelessly go through all the rubble, piece by piece, in search of survivors. Administer first aid, and then take them back to the beach so that they could be safely embarked on the crystal. But because of Obo, none of that ever happened.
How did you meet Hans Varlberg?
I met dear Hans when he had just arrived here in Valsenborg, 20 years ago.
What was he doing in the region?
Oh, he didn't seem to have any particular reason. Always traveling. He stopped off here and there, then left again when the feeling came.
Thank you for your help.
You take care of finding a way for the ostriches to cross the lake, Miss Walker. I'll finish the prosthesis and take it to Kirk.
Hello? Anyone here? No matter what the captain says, this part clearly shows he wanted redemption. I have to go back and talk to him about this.
What on earth do you want with me now?
I took a look at your logbook, Captain. I read what you wrote when you fled Baranor.
So in that case, you know what I am, right? I'm damned and rotten to the core.
Let me tell you something, Captain. I know that you need to redeem yourself, and I just may be able to help you do that.
How in the hell?
Take the Yukul caravan to Baranor in the Crystal. The migration must go that way.
Baranor? That's impossible. You can't go to there anymore. Never again. Too much happened. Too many died. And also there, in the water.
Captain, I think it's time for you to clear your head of all these fanciful stories designed to scare people. Everywhere in the world where the water is deep, people have come up with legends designed to keep children safe. Come on, get up, Captain Obo. Show me what you're made of.
Miss Walker, first of all, I have to say that you're an incredibly stubborn woman. I'd even say that you're a real, Anyway, I'll stop there. But I get it.
And what am I to conclude from your appraisals?
All right. You can get your gang of little savages and board the Crystal. I'll take you.
Oh, thank you, Captain, really, with all my heart. And thank you on behalf of the Yukuls.
Oh, but be careful now, Captain Girl. You're not there yet. There are 2 conditions, and they are negotiable. First, we stop by Narodas. It's a little town just a bit south of Baranor. That will mean we avoid the most radioactive zones, but it won't actually take you too far off your path. And second, we also sail by day. I'm not going to finish up on the Lake Monster's plate. And it sleeps during the day. At least it's usually a bit of a night owl, anyway.
I accept, Captain Obo.
In that case, all hands on deck now, sailor, because we've got work to do before we can hoist the anchor.
Come on, Kate. You hurry off and meet with the captain before he changes his mind. I'll go tell Grandfather to join you on board the Crystal with Kirk.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, Captain. How are the preparations going?
There's quite a bit of work to do before we can hoist the anchor, Miss Kate.
Maybe I can help you out with something.
Well, the coal needs to be stocked up. As for myself, I'll look after getting the water tanks ready to be filled. Take this. It's the code you need for entering the hangar where the coal is kept. You actually need it to use the crane to load the coal onto the Crystal. Don't forget to open the storage hatchway first.
How do I open the hatchway to the coal storage on the Crystal?
Just turn the wheel on the ship's bridge, sailor.
What do I need to do in the hangar?
That's where you'll find all the coal you need for the Crystal. 1 container should just about be enough. And don't forget to use the entry code for the crane that I just gave you.
What do I need the crane for?
This here is for loading all the coal you get from the hangar onto the ship. Use the code I gave you so that you can access the control post.
I'll take care of that, Captain.
We need to set sail as soon as possible, so better hurry up. Apparently you did a very good job loading all the coal, Kate. Right. Everything's ready, so we can start filling the water tank. Now we need to connect the water tower to the crystal, then climb up there to manually activate the water flow mechanism.
Let me guess. You're counting on me?
When you're finished, come and see me on board. There's still a lot to do before we're shipshape.
I took care of the water, Captain. Everything went smoothly. Is everything okay?
No. The ignition key for the crystal. I can't find it anywhere. Without it, we can't even start.
Captain, did you go to the tavern at all while I was gone?
No way. Of course not.
Come on, think. We need to find that key.
Good Lord, now I remember. 20 years ago, when I got back from Baranor without the automatons, everybody was really very hard on me, you know.
Captain, I don't really see what you...
So I spent the whole night in the tavern. You should have seen the state I was in when I got back to the Bridge of the Crystal and...
And?
And then I threw the crystal's ignition key into the water. I swore I'd never set sail on the cursed waters of the lake again.
So that's it? The ignition key is lost forever?
Yeah. I'm afraid so. I'm really sorry, Kate, but we're stuck. I've made a complete mess of everything again. Again.
There has to be a duplicate for the key.
I don't know. At any rate, when Steiner finished building the crystal, he only actually gave me the one.
I saw a model of the crystal at Simon Steiner's. Is he the one who designed the ship?
Yes, of course.
Maybe he could be of some help then.
Maybe. Who knows?
Don't be so hard on yourself, Captain. I'll find a solution to the key problem.
If you say so.
Kate, how are the preparations with the captain coming along?
We're making progress, but actually we need some help from your grandfather. Is he here?
He just left for the clinic with the artificial leg he made for the Yukon guide, Kirk. I'm minding the shop until he gets back. Maybe I can help you with something?
It seems the captain has misplaced the ignition key for the crystal, and without it we won't be able to leave. So as it was your grandfather who designed the crystal, I figured he just might have a duplicate.
I have to admit, I don't see where you could get one of those. Apart from the model downstairs, I don't think he kept a lot of souvenirs of the time when he built the crystal.
Would you mind if I had a look?
Of course not. Here, take this. It'll let you look at the model close up.
So, Steiner had the time to finish the prosthesis. Perfect. Tools that would have suited Hans. An ignition key. But it looks far too small for the crystal. It looks like it worked.
Don't worry. As soon as Grandfather gets back here with Kirk, I'll tell them to join you straight away on the crystal.
Fantastic, Kate. I have to admit, you really know how to get things done.
Thank you, Captain. Are there any other preparations to carry out?
There's just one last problem to solve. The locks we need to use to get out onto the lake. They're shut by order of the town hall. You have to find some way to get them open.
What do you suggest?
The best thing to do is to ask Mayor Bulyakin for the authorization to reopen them. But just to give you fair warning, he's about as straight as a crooked waterspout, so you mind him. Or you could just get a hold of some explosives and then kaboom!
First, I'll try talking to the mayor. Thanks, Captain.
Watch out for Mayor Bulyakin.
My dear friends, keep calm. Please, keep calm. I beg of you.
We'll calm down when we get what we want!
Yeah, Nomad's out!
Kick the Yukos out right now, or the strike will get worse!
I know just what you mean, my dear friends, and...
It's all words! We want action!
Listen, my dear friends. I'm ready to work with you to find solutions to your very legitimate concerns. And starting tomorrow, I'll receive your delegation.
Yeah, you better, and don't try outsmarting us, Bulyakin!
Just trust me and you will see. Come back tomorrow and together we'll find an honorable way out of this crisis.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes? What now?
I need to get straight to the point. This man is a politician. Flattery should do the trick.
Well then, what is it?
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor. Please forgive me for intruding like this without an appointment at all, but I'd just like to start off by saying thank you for your time. I know how precious it is.
You are completely forgiven, my dear lady. How can I help?
Do you think it would be possible to open the locks in the port?
I beg your pardon? Did you say the locks? What on earth for?
May as well lay my cards on the table. The mayor might be glad if I get rid of the Yukals.
I'm listening, dear lady.
Given the reputation the Yukals have in town, I shouldn't say that they're the reason I want the port locks open. I'm actually accompanying the Yukal tribe on their long journey right now, Mr. Mayor. I've asked Captain Obo if he would take us to the other side of the lake on the Crystal to now dusk.
Oh, Captain Obo, the Crystal, the Yukals. Do go on. Anyway, it would be very ungracious of me if I were to criticize you for removing that burden from our good town. Nonetheless, I'm afraid I must refuse your request, dear lady. The locks will remain closed until further notice. This decision came from above, you understand?
If I tell him to pin the blame for the departure of the Yukals on me, he'll make the people happy, and he won't have any problems with his higher-ups.
I would be grateful if you would answer, please.
Listen, Mr. Mayor. You and I both know that the real problem is that you want to keep your voters' support without ticking off your superiors, and I might just be able to help you.
Really? And exactly how might that be?
Open the locks, and I'll leave with the Yukals. Then you just have to tell the authorities that I committed some kind of sabotage. They'll gladly believe you. I have a very bad reputation, you know. And that way, you'll come out smelling like a rose.
Well, I have to admit, dear lady, that your arguments have convinced me. I am authorizing you to open the port locks so the Crystal can leave. Nonetheless, you should know that there is a technical problem that means the locks have to be opened manually. I imagine that such an inconvenience isn't likely to deter a woman as determined and resourceful as you.
Do you mean that?
Yes, as the local technician is absent, I'm afraid you'll have to delve into the murky waters yourself to open the locks. Nonetheless, this should help you use the underwater mechanism.
But how am I supposed to dive?
That, dear lady, is your problem, I suppose. Do have an excellent day.
Well?
The mayor gave us authorization to open the locks, but I have to do it manually. by diving down into the port.
I can probably help. There should still be some old diving equipment you can use in that shed at the end of the seawall.
I've never gone diving. But if you think I'll be fine down there, I don't mind trying.
This has to stay between the two of us, Kate. There's something you need to know about the locks. They're also there to stop the lake monster from entering the port. Anyway, that's what I heard. But at this time of day, there's no risk. That spawn of hell sleeps all day.
Where's a suit I can use?
Meet me in the shed at the far end of the seawall. There should be something just about your size. I mean, near enough, anyway.
Do you really believe there's a monster down there in that lake?
You know, 20 years ago, it really wasn't Baranor that I was afraid of. Not the deaths, the radiation. That's what people say, but the truth is that it was actually that damn monster that made me scoot away like a minnow. It was lurking around Paranor, drawn by the stench of the graves, probably. I saw its red eyes staring at me, Miss Walker. That's something you never forget.
Underwater? How am I supposed to open the lock gates?
They're kept in place with some kind of steel locks. Just try and pull them out using their mechanism.
All right. There's nothing to it.
Meet me in the shed at the end of the seawall. I opened the shed for you.
I have to get all the equipment together and get it ready before I change. Oxygen bottles. But they look empty. I won't be able to open the locks while the bolts are activated. Let's try something else. What on earth could have left these marks? I won't be able to open the locks while the bolts are activated.
Well done, Kate. I couldn't have done better myself.
Well, if everything's ready, I'll go and get the ukels right away.
In the meantime, I'll go and make sure that everything's all set. By the time you come back here with the nomads, we'll just have to cast off.
Perfect. I'll see you later, Captain.